Kia ora. John Winters, New Zealand Supermarket Sleuth, talking to you this week about the UK. British shoppers could be paying up to 4 times as much for their same brands at certain times, says Which. After an investigation into supermarket pricing, it analysed the cost of 493 branded items at Asda, Morrisons, Ocado, Sainsbury's, Tesco and Waitrose throughout 2020. Which claims to have discovered the pricing secrets, which is their quote, that means shoppers could be paying over the odds for the same products depending on the days they shop. It also revealed the types of grocery products that fluctuate the most when it comes to price. Lavazza Qualità Rosa ground coffee, 250 grams at Ocado, had the most dramatic price difference. The investigation found shoppers could pay almost 4 times the amount for the same product on different days. It was at its cheapest price of £1.30 for 63 days last year, but for more than a third of the year it cost £5. That's a 284% difference for the same product. Ocado said it was an error that has now been corrected. And what about Muller yogurts as an example of the so-called high-low tactic used by many supermarkets? When prices are hiked and then slashed at regular intervals, Muller-like Greek luscious lemon yogurts fluctuated substantially at Sainsbury's during the year, flipping between £1 and £2.75. A 175% price difference. Can you believe it? At roughly 3 weekly intervals. The same product was also available for £1 or less in at least one of the major supermarkets for about 85% of the year. Other products the watchdog saw significant price variations included Carter D'Or vanilla ice cream and Lloyd Grossman tomato and basil sauce at Asda. Prices fluctuated by 133% and 125% respectively. There were also problems at Morrisons. Shoppers could pick up a bottle of Sleuth's red grape juice drink for £1 on a good day. On a bad day, it cost more than £225, representing a 125% increase. Which found too there were price variations of 122% for Jordan's Country Crisp 4-nut cereal at Tesco. Shoppers could sometimes pay just £1.35, yet on other days the same pack was more than double the price at £3. Also analysing pricing at a category level, looking at 19 areas from chocolates to cheese, which found the price for branded cakes and biscuits fluctuated by 48% on average, more than any other category. A 10-pack of Cadbury chocolate mini rolls at Asda had the biggest price difference. It cost £1.20 at its cheapest, but was more than double the price at £2.60 on certain days. The prices of juices and smoothies varied by 41% on average, followed by cooking sauces at 38%, crisps at 36%, and cereal at 35%. And who had the lowest average prices across all 19 categories analysed? Asda. Now, there's a shortage we've not come across before. Believe it or not, less lorry drivers could cost you more. A report by trade magazine The Grocer suggests the departure of EU workers from the UK during the pandemic has caused a major shortfall of HGV drivers. This shortage, along with recent changes to tax regulations, has led to driver wages going up by at least 20%. The Grocer says suppliers are already pressing supermarkets for cost increases. They'll be lucky, which could lead to higher prices for consumers later in the year. David Sable, CEO of Sentinel Management Consultants, has said, his quotes, the inflation in driver wages is possibly the straw that's broken the camel's back here. There's an awful pressure. It absolutely has to go to the price of goods going up. Word from the wholesale and road haulage industries also highlighted that the cost of moving goods in the supply chain was increasing. Now, something from Waitrose. New research from Waitrose reveals there's been a sharp rise in shoppers turning to organic food and drink during the pandemic. A quarter of those questions increased the number of organic items in their shopping basket or bought into the category for the first time over the past 12 months. The one poll study showed 61% of people would like to buy more organic products in future. Why? Top of the list of reasons was a concern about the environment and climate change, cited by 39%, closely followed by concerns about food standards and a renewed interest in cooking, both cited by 36%. Reconnecting with nature and wildlife has also influenced 1/3 of shopping habits. The retailer said the growing focus on organic food and drink had been reflected in sales of its Waitrose Dutchy organic range. This month the range revealed a new look and sales are up over 10% compared to last year, with organic chicken up over 35% and organic fruit growing 15%. And what about its online business? It has agreed on a 2-year deal with Deliveroo that will see its rapid grocery delivery service rolled out to 110 more stores. The supermarket began a 5-store trial with the delivery firm in September last year, with the service now available from 40 of its shops. Sales of Waitrose products through Deliveroo are said to have been strong and helped the chain attract new and younger customers. The expansion of the partnership will grow the number of Waitrose stores on Deliveroo to 150 in total by the end of the summer, allowing the number of people who can access the service to grow to around 13 million. Shoppers will be able to choose from an increased range of between 750 to 1,000 Waitrose products. And here's the punchline: delivery in less than 20 minutes? Not bad, eh? The supermarket has now said its own rapid service will cease at the end of this month, which is fairly close now, because of an overlap with Deliveroo. Now let's move on to Sainsbury's. Despite weaker sales in some of its smaller stores recently, it's revealed that it will open 25 to 30 convenience outlets per year over the next 3 years and roll out its new neighbourhood hub format. The group opened 15 C-stores last year and closed 9, taking the total to 813. But the convenience division suffered a 9.4% fall in sales after many of its urban sites were impacted by reduced footfall. But this was partly offset by better performance of stores in neighbourhood locations, benefiting from customers shopping locally. Sainsbury's began rolling out its new neighbourhood format last year after limited trials. The new formats are a food-led extension of its existing convenience offer, but in a much larger format, around twice the size of a standard Sainsbury's local. The hubs offer a broader range of locally tailored products and services across food, beauty, clothing, seasonal and general merchandise. There are 5 of these now trading, with Sainsbury's planning another 18 over the next 3 years. The company says they've proved very popular with customers and are delivering high returns. Now we move to Amazon. It's continued to rolling out its just walk-out grocery stores format in the UK, with a 4th outlet just opening in London. The Amazon Fresh supermarket in Canary Wharf joins the White City and Wembley Park sites following the launch of the online retailer's first physical grocery store outside North America in Ealing in March. At the current opening rates, Amazon should have around 18 sites by the end of the year. And Tesco has had a rethink. It's reported to be scrapping its Metro format, with existing stores to be rebranded under the Express and Superstore fascias. The move, first reported by trade publication The Grocer, comes nearly 2 years after a major overhaul of the Metro brand. This aimed to improve the profitability of the format after it had been impacted by the rise of the discounters and changing shopping habits. The Metro stores were originally designed with the idea of catering to larger weekly shopping routines, but the retailer found that nearly 70% of its customers have been using them as convenience stores, buying food for that day. Said Tesco, these are their quotes, over the last few years, we have seen our customers' shopping habits change, and we have taken the decision to rebrand all of our Metro stores to better reflect this. Going forward, 89 of the current Metro stores will be rebranded as Tesco Express, with the remaining 58 stores having their Metro signage removed and becoming Tesco superstores. Now, we rarely talk about Poundland, but a new move they've made is worth mentioning. They've debuted their new local format described as a convenience store within the price premium. That's their two-word quote. The first site opened at Kendray, South Yorkshire, followed by a second in Hornsey, East Yorkshire. Both are former Fulson stores that became part of Poundland in 2020. The local stores are smaller than the typical Poundland, with a compact design aimed at allowing the discounter to open in small towns, residential and urban neighbourhoods where it hasn't had a presence. Stores will offer a range of products aimed at planned top-up shops or impulse buys, with a major focus on food included will be fresh fruit and vegetables, chilled and frozen, alcohol, fresh bakery items, food to go, and fresh Lavazza coffee. Household products, health and beauty, batteries, toys, stationery and homeware will also be stocked. Prices? The same as the larger Poundland stores. And some stories about brands. McVitie's is rolling out a new variant of its Jaffa Cake range called Jaffa Donuts. It's a donut-shaped ring of sponge with a familiar orange flavoured filling and chocolate coating. The brand said it's aimed to appeal to younger customers. Moving to liquor, Heineken's launched a cider brand called Inches it hopes will recruit younger consumers into the category. Described as, at their quotes, a modern refreshing cider, it's also touted as sustainable with a 4.5% ABV drink made from British apples sourced from within 40 miles of the supplier's Herefordshire production site. And all the waste will be converted into green energy. Inches will be available in 500ml bottles and 440ml cans. I'm sure they hope feet will be pounding to the liquor aisles to grab some. Sorry about that pun, I couldn't resist it. Pernod Ricard owned wine brand Jacob's Creek says it's going to reclaim the #1 spot in the Australian wine category in the UK with its latest investment plan to drive growth. Following the recent launch of its super premium range, Jacob's Creek Double Barrel, I seem to remember Double Barrel was a beer brand some time ago, the brand is further expanding with the relaunch of its reserve range to incorporate a revamped look. The new design aims to drive on-shelf appeal, featuring a bold gold R in a more convenient, confident expression of premium. That's their few words. A dark colour palette is used for the red varietal, while white labels feature in the white wines and gold foil to support the quality messaging. Jacob's Creek Reserve Sauvignon Blanc and Shiraz are available now in Asda, and the Chardonnay and Cabernet Sauvignon in Morrison's. Australian wine is still the leading country of origin and holds a 20.5% market value share in the UK, while the premium wine category holds the largest value share and is growing at 38.4%, twice the rate of the total market. Since launch, Jacob's Creek Double Barrel is growing 72% in value. And now, I'm afraid, some bad news from Pernod Ricard. Its New Zealand wine brands Brancott Estate and Stoneleigh have said they are unable to meet global Sauvignon Blanc supply this year after one of the smallest New Zealand harvests in 10 years. Extreme spring frost significantly impacted yields following an earlier than normal bud burst. Bunch sizes were also down, impacting juice extraction levels. Pernod Ricard revealed it has 34% less Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc this year compared with the 2020 vintage, which was already lower than long-term averages. And it gets worse. Lower volumes are also leading to increased costs, compounded by increased input costs and ongoing labour shortages due to the closure of borders in New Zealand. Shopping costs are also at the highest level since the global financial crisis. This has added an additional layer of expense to operations. Sorry to end on a downer, but I suspect there may be better news from other varietals in due course. Well, that's it for now. Have a good week. I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.